the forest.
We have to do something. Let our powers combine. Earth, fire,
Hide! With your powers combined, I am Captain Planet! Go Planet!
Alright, here we are for Desiree Shokooh video. And Desiree, I'm going to get you a kumquat tree. We're going to get you this one, the Nagami. So let's try and show you the growth stages. There's a smaller one. And as you can see, there's when they're starting out. So I'm going to get this tree, and this is $26. This one here. And I was just looking, that's the Nagami. Ah, this camera is terrible. Anyway, that's the Nagami one. Here's more. I haven't seen these before. They're a different shape too, they're round. And they don't say an extra name, they just say Kumquat. So they look to be a different sort. And they also have a variegated one. Variegated's when the leaves are more than one colour. So we can see that's variegated there, like a yellowy green. It's also a kumquat. Not sure if you can eat the flowers. You can eat lemon flowers, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can eat the kumquat flowers as well. But there's a nice little variegated one. I hope you guys can see that. The sun's a bit all over it. There you go. That's a variegated kumquat there. That's... yeah, it just says variegated, doesn't say Nagami or whatever. So there's the few kumquat trees that they've got here, or plants. Not sure if they get over, oh yeah, they get pretty big. These, if you check the Your Natural Paradise page, they do get pretty large. I saw a picture, it was a huge bush, like an orange bush. So there's the nice ripe one, and we're going to go ahead and buy that guy. So thanks, Desiree. I now got a kumquat tree. So here we are, and there's Mount Warning with those funny looking peaks. The highest peak there's Mount Warning behind this front mountain. And we're on the way to the place I call the wood chip spot. It's on the way to Shokooh, North New South Wales, Australia. And this is just after Murwillumbah. There's the turn off to Tyalgum, and we're heading into the valley there, and that's where the wood chip spot is, and that's where I'm planting quite a few trees. Alright folks, so here we are at the wood chip spot, as I'll call it from now on. It's on the left side of the road if you're coming in towards Tweed Heads from Shokooh. U-K-I is how you spell Shokooh. Now I chose this spot, like you saw in the other video, Tina Farber and Iona Voice Gorilla Grows, and there's a wood chip pile and why I'm calling it the wood chip spot. And yeah, as you saw in the other videos, there's people planting native trees all along here, so I thought it's a good spot to whack in some food trees. So we have the kumquat. Now go to Your Natural Paradise page if you don't know about this little guy. This is my favourite citrus. And that's in consciousazine.com, Your Natural Paradise page. And here's the Kaffir lime tree, probably my second or third favourite citrus. These three are my favourite citrus trees, and they're all about the same. Because this one you can eat the leaves, and the oil is really good for you, and I'm going to read that out in Melly Blue Star's video. And that one is, the kumquat is being planted for Desiree Shokooh, or Desiree as some people might know her on Facebook. And this one is a finger lime. have a look at its little thorns. It's got little thorns. Now that's why you want to keep it out of the wind, because it can poke its own fruits if you put it in too windy a spot, and it can poke the fruits open and you want to eat them, so you don't want that to happen. So that's a nice looking one. That was $30 from this place in Murwillumbah. So that produces finger limes. If you don't know it yet, again, go to Your Natural Paradise page, and that's kind of what they look like there. They're finger limes and they have little balls in them that explode. And I planted a rainbow chili tree for Tina Farber. You see the different colour rainbow chilies on there in different growth stages. I actually got a 40 chili harvest from that, and they're still all left on there. I also planted Tina some squash, which looks like it's going good without any water or any care from me at all. So that's just been stuck in this ground, and this ground's really nice. It's quite moist. And funny thing is, here's Bindon's pilosa growing. It grows everywhere. It's a wild one, a wild weed, and it doesn't have any of its cobbler's pegs on there. But in my other video called Cobbler's Peg, Bindon Spilosa, this is another toothache plant. You can chew the leaves and the flowers for toothache, for helping with a toothache. And here I planted a black sapote for Iona Voice. This is actually a black persimmon. So I haven't given any of these plants any water yet. We're going to water them today, and I'm going to show you the stream down there. So this is another reason I chose this spot, because free water. So why not? And in summer I'll be able to go for a quick little swim, because this is nice and far up river. I wouldn't expect too many bull sharks or anything in here. And we're just under Mount Warning. Mount Warning is actually over there. You can't see the peak from here. It's behind those trees. But yeah, nice little spot. So I've just started digging one hole for one of these citrus trees. I'm going to plant the finger lime here, and I wanted to show you all the life in this soil and why I'm actually planting 3 people's trees here. Toby's going to get the finger lime, Desiree's getting the kumquat. Well, these plants are courtesy of these people, so thank you guys. And the kaffir lime is courtesy of Melly Blue Star. Now eventually I will put signs up here, laminated signs with some info on each plant and stuff too, for everybody. I was thinking of taking off the tags for a while until the plants are larger, just in case anyone decides to nick them and steal them. I'm going to take the kumquat fruit off that kumquat tree so you can't tell what it is, and so people hopefully leave them here until they grow larger, and then they can't really steal them. So that's my plan. And look, this has nice worm. Look at that, that's just fresh out of the soil there. We'll put him back in a minute. And I also saw some larvae. Where did that go? There was some insect larvae in here. Where did he go? There. See? I don't know what that is. Little grub. But life. And life is good. And this soil is really naturally nice. It's got a tiny bit of clay, and it's moist. It hasn't rained here for days, so I'm pretty happy planting all these trees here. And there's a show of what good soil is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix wood chips in those holes. So I'm going to keep digging that hole. I'm going to mix wood chips in there. Now I'm going to do this because it's going to help these young little plant starts here to have some wetness around them. Some moisture will be soaked up and held onto by these wood chips. So there's a nice wood chip pile over there, free wood chips, so I thought I may as well do it. And it will retain more moisture in the soil while they're young. And wood chips after about 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years will break down into more of this nice soil. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the technique I'm going to do for all 3, the kaffir lime, kumquat and finger lime trees. I'm going to put some wood chips here in the hole with this lovely free fresh dirt here, and just to help retain some moisture. So that's about how deep I'll have it. I don't know, it's 6 to 12 inches deep. It's about 12, a little bit over 12 inches deep. And you just want to make sure it's like twice as wide as the containers that the trees come in. I finally found some broad spectrum minerals or trace element rock dust and soil, and a little mixture. It's a little mineral fertilizer and soil conditioner mixture. And so at, say, Bunnings Warehouse, I couldn't find, I didn't actually go in there and look very hard, but I asked and they didn't know what I was talking about when I said, you know, wide spectrum rock dusts and things like this, mineral fertilizers. So that's like the sort of main store here in Australia, one of them at least, Bunnings Warehouse. So I haven't checked Mitre 10. That's another place I could maybe have a look, but I'm glad I found this because this looks good. I'm going to use this for the 3 citrus trees that I'm planting. I'm planting a kaffir lime, a finger lime, and a kumquat tree. If you want to see the kaffir lime, you can watch the Melly Blue Star video that I'll make, $30Bandit. And Toby Hall is going to get this finger lime tree here. Now you can see they're thorny. And watch Toby's video for some information on the finger lime. If you don't know what it looks like, here's a few pictures. The inside are contents that spill out like little balls, and they're very nice and flavoursome and taste like lime. And so yeah, I'm glad I found this. This is really good because it'll make the whatever you're growing taste sweeter, and plus it's just like how you are what you eat. Your plants are what they eat as well, so they're soaking up, you know, all the stuff out of the soil. So the better soil you have, it's like how we have better food. So it all starts there at that soil layer. So I was very happy to find this because it's wide spectrum. So let's see what's in there. At least it's wider spectrum than anything I've found so far. And calcium 11%, iron, potassium, magnesium, silica, sulfur, phosphorus, carbon, manganese, zinc, copper, cobalt, boron, molybdenum, and it says you want about 1 to 2 kilograms for if you're planting, say, this finger lime tree or any fruit tree, and about 4 kilograms or something of this stuff if you're adding to like an existing sort of fruit tree or something like that. So just so you have a slight idea of the guys there to go by. So yeah, very happy with finding that, and thank you. Alright, I've planted 3 citrus trees. So Toby, here's yours. And so what I done was I put the I put some wood chips with the soil in the hole. As you can see, I've also put wood chips on top, but then in between I also put the wide spectrum mineral rock dust, and I'm going to give each one that much water. So I'm going to go down to the stream and give the other trees that much as well. But I just done it to the kumquat, and you can see its little moat has filled with water. So that's why I've dug a little moat there along the other trees as well. I've put a little moat there so that it picks up the water, because this is on a slight I don't know, about 25 degrees slant, and so the water will run down here and stay in its moat, and its little roots will come and suck up the water there. So just for a little bit of help. And I also done that. So here's the rock dust that I'm getting. It's the one that I read to you guys before. So we're going to go down to the river there, and we're going to fill up this water bottle about 4 times and come back. Okay, well, after that workout going up and down that hill, I'm ready for this kumquat. So this one looks about ripe. We're gonna rip him off there. And you just eat these, and the inside's a bit sourish. Very healthy. This is my favourite citrus. I actually feel it really go through my body quite quickly. And it washes away those little calcites that have their part in making you an bent over old man. And citrus is really good for washing away these little parasites. And so you just eat that, and the rind's really sweet. And then I'm going to take you down to the river, because it's really nice down there actually. It's very good for a swim by the look of it. So I just gave each plant a bottle of water, that big bottle of water. And so there's Toby's, there's Melly Blue Stars, the Kaffir, the finger lime over there, and the kumquat. Now I'm just going to rip off the tags so nobody steals them, since they're still young and easily movable. Say in 2 years no one's going to come here and move them because their roots will be too ingrained in the soil. So that's my idea. Just in case someone wants to come along and decides, oh, free trees, you know. So I'm just going to, that's why I've also removed this fruit, so you can't really tell it's a kumquat tree. And hopefully no one wants to just take off with them. So there you go, that's them dug in and the techniques I've used this time. I would also recommend using some of that kelp meal and the other stuff they had at that shop, the organic shop there. Stuff like kelp meal, wide spectrum rock dust like I did use, and wood chips in the holes I think is a good idea sometimes with seedlings, because I mean the wood chips will break down anyway eventually, and just while they're younger it'll keep a little bit more water in the soil, because they're like little sponges, these bits of wood. Alright guys, now further on the kumquat, this one is for Desiree Shokooh. Now I've got some notes here saying talk about how I found the kumquats at Nimbin. Basically these notes probably went along the lines of this. I started going to Nimbin every fortnight, so every 2 weeks when I get paid my study allowance for studying full time, I would go there because it's got all these, well, quote unquote special foods, as in not ordinary foods from the store. And for instance, I don't ever see kumquats sold in Coles or Woolworths or IGA or any local stores even. And things like 70% chocolate and all these different types of teas and purple carrots and all this sorts of unordinary sort of food and very healthy food. I started to find every 2 weeks I would find a new food. And so now it's been over a year and it still works like that. I still go to Nimbin and I actually get a new food. I also at one point ate persimmon fruit, and that was my first time eating that, and I also found that at Nimbin. And so the kumquat was the same. And so this is my favourite citrus I think at the moment really, well basically all up. I do like the finger limes, which I planted for Toby Hall, so check Toby Hall video if you haven't seen what a finger lime looks like. And some information on the finger lime too by the local organic guy. He had a little reading for me. So I mean, I couldn't even... I planted the kumquat because I really want to get genetic diversity going. We're creating a smaller, harder, denser, tighter, more restrictive reality all the time. Well, I'm not. All these, you know, societals and all these brainwashed twits and all this, they are, and the government and so forth. Laws are restrictive. L-O-R-E, law, is expansive. So I'm all for law and not for laws, because they're restrictive. And unevolving. So anyway, into the kumquat. It likes... They are much hardier than other citrus plants, such as oranges. The Nagami kumquat, which is what I bought, requires a hot summer. Oh, that's good, because in North New South Wales we do get a hot summer, ranging from 25 to 38 degrees Celsius or 77 to 100 Fahrenheit. So that's what we get here, but can withstand frost down to about 10 degrees Celsius or 14 Fahrenheit without injury, so that's exactly what this valley gets. So that's good to hear. I've planted it in North New South Wales, the Northern Rivers, just past Murwillumbah on the way to Yukai. I'm not sure if it's someone's property, by the way. It could be someone's property, and that river might not be the cut-off of their property, or it might just be a park, I'm not sure. But either way, no one has stolen the plants, and they're still there, so all good. So the composition of the kumquat. Now actually, I also have an article on the Your Natural Paradise page on consciousazine.com on the kumquat, and the actual article is written by a website titled something like Cure Diabetes, or Natural Cures for Diabetes, or something like this. So anyway, composition. The essential oil of the kumquat peel contains much of the aroma of the fruit and is composed principally of limonene, which makes up around 93% of the total. Besides limonene and alpha-pinene, 0.3%, and all these other big names, monoterpenes. The oil is unusually rich in sesquiterpenes, such as A-bergamotine, caryophyllene, A-humulene, and muralene, and these contribute to the spicy and woody flavour of the fruit. Carbonyl compounds make up much of the remainder, and these are responsible for much of the distinctive flavour. These compounds include esters such as isopropyl propanate 1.8 and terpenyl acetate, ketones such as carvone, and range of aldehydes such as citronellol, and methylunidecanol. Other oxygenated compounds include nerol and translinalool oxide. Raw kumquats are also an excellent source of vitamin C, which acts as an antioxidant for us, if anyone doesn't know. And antioxidants are making you live longer, because they stop free radical and oxidization of our bodies and our cells. So that's from www.defeatdiabetes.org, self-management, and then text ID kumquat. You can see all this on the Your Natural Paradise page as always, all the info's on there. Pigments, beta-cryptoxanthin, zeaxanthin, and lutein. So they're all good pigments. They're also antioxidative, those pigments. That's what pigments translate to in our bodies, antioxidative effect. Phytochemicals in there are hespertin, limonene, nomelilin, phytine, phytofluin, diamine, beta-sitosterol, gluthanoin. And the trees do actually go quite big. If you, again, check the Your Natural Paradise page in www.consciousazine.com, you'll see a picture in one of the links there of how big the kumquat tree can get, just like an orange bush. And there is also a few links for you to check out. So it's low fat, it's got all those goodies in there, all the pigments, very low sodium, excellent source of vitamin C and fibre. So the kumquats really are a great one, and I'm glad I planted them, and they're just about my favourite citrus fruit, I have to say. So thank you a lot, Desiree. Now there is a citrus tree there for others to enjoy, and myself. Much appreciated. That concludes another $30 Bandit. Remember, you can also pay me to plant you one perennial, or a couple biennials or annuals if you're really want to help me out sometimes if I need some greens, if I need a feeding. Thanks guys!